Hello again, my fellow farming friends. Welcome back to Pip's Farm. As you can see, we've been doing a little bit of harvesting, and we're at the point where it's time to pick up the swaths. Now, I'm not sure exactly how you play your game, but I've been doing it the, shall we say, traditional way with the tractor and the forage wagon, and slowly just picking up the swaths. But as I'm sure you're all aware, and I'm more aware of it, you cannot hire any workers to pick up swaths. It's something you've got to do manually. You've got to take the time going up and down the fields, picking up the swaths when the wagon's full, emptying it, etc, etc. Now, I mean, this can take just as much time as doing the harvesting yourself, but like I say, we haven't all got all the time in the world to be doing all this, so we're probably using workers. So not being able to use a worker is, shall we say, inconvenient. So I thought I'd try and come up with something a little bit different, and this is what I've come up with. Now, it's not the simplest setup, but not everything in life's simple, and we've just got to do what needs to be done. So as you can see, I'm sure you're guessing where we're going with this. Harvester, forage wagon, all in one job, and we can use a worker, thank God. So let's just have a little look at this setup. Before we start, I'm just going to show you something that you need to be aware of. I think it's a little bit strange, but when you attach the first piece of equipment, which is the lizard front lifter, something very strange happens to the header, so you need to be aware of this. Now, what that's all about, I really couldn't tell you. I've been unable to stop it. So before you start to set this up, I would detach the header. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Now, God knows what's going on there. So anyway, now that we've got that little bit of information out of the way, let's start with the setup. Now let's have a little quick look at what we've got. Excuse me. So to start off with, we'll be using the lizard front lifter. Then we'll be using a trailer attached support. Then we'll be using the trailed lifter. Then another trailed attacher support, and then we will be connecting the forage wagon, which I've chosen the Shuttle 490S. Now I'm not sure if it's specific to this wagon. I've just basically chose it because it needs 300 horsepower to run, and my harvester has 449 horsepower, so it's within the limitations of the harvester that I'm using. Another little thing that I think I should make you aware of is the attachers that I'm using. The trailer attached support, it has two settings. Now if you look in the top right corner where it says configurations, it says trailed support and attacher. The other option is just trailed support. Now that won't work. So when you're getting this piece of equipment, make sure that you've got the trailed support and attacher selected before you start. But anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. So let's see where we're going. We are going to reverse the harvester onto the front lifter. Then we're going to go to a trailer attached support bar. Then we're going to reverse onto the trailed lifter, and then again reversing onto another attacher support bar, and then finally we're going to reverse up to the forage wagon and connect that. Now, as you can see, it's lifted the forage wagon up, so that's why I've left the help box in the top left corner there, because it can get confusing of which piece of equipment's which, and just makes it a lot easier if you've got that little box there telling you what's going on. So I'm gonna have a look, and we want to basically lower where it says weights. So you can see there, if you press circle, it says lower weight. So we want to lower the first weight. No, sorry, got that wrong. We want to lower the second weight, which lowers the trailer down, and then we can move forward with the harvester and connect to the header. So that's basically the setup ready to go. So I'm going to pull up towards this field, and like I say, I'm wanting to use workers for most of my work, because I mean, I'd love to spend all day doing this game and doing it all myself, but unfortunately my life does not allow me to do that, so I rely on workers to help me out. Now, to get this set up to work, if I just press hire worker now, it will start to harvest, but it will not start the forage wagon. So it's important that you start the forage wagon before you hire the worker. So I've selected the forage wagon. I'm going to turn that on. I want to lower the pickup, otherwise it's not going to pick it up. So we've turned the forage wagon on and we've lowered the pickup. Now that's running, we can pull up to the field with a harvester, and literally, I'm on PlayStation 5, I press circle, hire the worker, and let the magic commence. So we've got the harvester swathing, we've got the harvester harvesting, and as you can see, we are also picking up the swath as we go. Now, for me, that is an absolute gem of a setup. I'll be using this pretty much for the rest of the time I'm playing this game, and I'll leave it running a little bit longer so that you can see that it turns round. Okay, now I have had it where if the edge of your field is close to a barrier, a hedge, a railway line or anything like that, the harvester will stop short of the end of the field to give itself the space needed to turn around. But I'm very happy with this setup. It's just something that I've been playing around with for a while, seeing if I could somehow pick up the swath as I was harvesting, just for saving time. Now, I'm not sure if you'd call this a cheat, I'm not sure if you'd call this a hack, I'm not really sure what you'd call it, but as you can see, we are harvesting, swathing, collecting swath, all at the same time with a worker. So I was over the moon with that when it started to work, and I hope it helps somebody else. If it does help you, maybe consider clicking that little like button for me. A subscribe would be more than appreciated. So anyway, cheers for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.